Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Deontay Wilder is back, creating a buzz. WBC just activated a mandated fight between Deontay Wilder and Andy Ruiz next week. They're going to be going official on it. So it looks like Deontay Wilder is not going to be fighting Usyk. He's going to be fighting Andy Ruiz. Easy fight. We're going to get Wilder Tyson Fury 4, okay? There. Now, Deontay Wilder is destined for greatness, and he's definitely going to the Hall of Fame. However, for a lot of people, they don't care about his knockout ability. They don't care about him going to the Hall of Fame. They don't care about his allegations with Tyson Fury cheating. They don't care about him wanting to say, in the past, saying he wanted to kill somebody in the ring. They don't care about any of that. They're willing to overlook all the things about Deontay Wilder that they may dislike, okay? But the one thing that a lot of people, and this is even from some Wilder fans, they're hung up on him firing Mark Breland. They just think what he did to Mark Breland was unfair. So how do you feel about that? Okay? Now, Deontay Wilder, this is an image of Deontay Wilder going over to Mark Breland because he's trying to figure out what happened in that second fight and why the fight was being stopped, and he thought it was a referee. But when he realized Mark Breland threw the towel in, he went over to him and was like, "Why'd you do that?" And Mark Breland just kind of, he said he looked deflated. And then after that, man, that's when everything started with Deontay Wilder feeling that Mark Breland was a traitor. The whole conspiracy theory about possibly Mark Breland being influenced by people, and Mark talked about Mark Breland's relationship with Sugar Hill, the Crown Gem, and, just making it seem like Deontay Wilder was like a Mark Breland was in cahoots with Sugar Hill to bring Deontay Wilder down. Now, he didn't say who he felt spiked his water. He didn't say that, but I'm assuming he's pointing the finger at Mark Breland, but he did not say that. But I'm seeing this from both sides, right? I understand Deontay Wilder. He's the boss. He calls the shots. If he tells the guys in his corner, no matter what happens in this ring, do not stop the fight. Let me get killed or go out on my shield. Do not stop the fight. That's pretty explicit, in my opinion. It's pretty straightforward. Don't stop the fight. Okay? But there's a human element in this. Okay? There's a human element in this where part of the human element is for us to comply when we're told to do things by people superior to us or our bosses or whatever it is. Okay? But there's a human element in us that has us where we are going to be non-compliant when we see someone we care about getting hurt. Okay? Now, I really feel Mark Breland, I really feel he loved Deontay Wilder. I can't go any further than that because obviously Deontay Wilder, he won't really deep dive into some of these things he's mentioning. But it's almost like he knows something that we don't know and he doesn't want to disclose it. But with Mark Breland, I'm going to tell you, I have a tough time saying Mark Breland did anything wrong. Just based on, all I know is he threw the towel in. But when you look at what was happening in that fight, that towel should have gone in a lot earlier. Other trainers wouldn't have let that continue. Jay Diaz was just letting it happen because some people are calling him a yes man and this and that. But I don't know. I think there's some loyalty there. But there's that human element. There's that emotional attachment you have to someone. You know, if I have a friend, right? So we're both adults. Both of us right now. Someone I grew up with, I care about, right? And let's just say we go outside to ride bikes. And now our old ass is out there trying to ride bikes we haven't ridden in 25 years. And a friend of mine falls and hits his head. And then he gets back up and he wants to get on the bike and ride without a helmet. I'm gonna stop him and say, my man, put a helmet on. You know, obviously, you're not that proficient anymore riding a damn bicycle. I don't want to see you get hurt. So put the helmet on. If he doesn't want to do it, we're just gonna butt heads. You know, if we had to sit there and square up, then I gotta bing, 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 and let him know what time it is. Because I'd rather bing, 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 and give him the business than let him go out here and, you know, get hurt. I'm not gonna kill him. I'm gonna give him the business. Bing, 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 bing. But I'm not gonna kill him. He go out here and fall and hit his damn head. He can die. Okay, so I think that's what happened here with Mark Breland, where he came back to the corner. He didn't want him to go out there, but he said, "Okay, I'm gonna let you go." And he came back to the corner. It's like this isn't looking good, because that shit wasn't looking good for Deontay Wilder from the beginning of the first round. But then finally, he just couldn't take it. And Wilder was getting clobbered, man. Threw the towel in. I would have thrown the towel in too. I'm just being honest with you. Because it goes from being compliant to being non-compliant. But does a person deserve to be commended for being non-compliant when they are worried about their boss's health? Because that's what this really is boiling down to, the boss and employee. And I personally think Breland should be commended. Now, I can't say Wilder should apologize to him. There's a lot of people out here who say, oh, Wilder should apologize. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I think Breland did the right thing stopping the fight. I do. But I also think Wilder is within his right to fire him because I told you not to do something, I'm the boss. But then there's that little sweet spot there in the middle. You're telling someone who loves you, let me go out here and possibly end up with brain damage, end up getting hurt, potentially long-term health effects, adverse health effects that could cause a premature death. You see, that's not fair. That's just not fair. So you want people in your corner who are going to do what you say, but love you at the same time. That's like when I was in the military out there on the fight line. We had something called, the biggest challenge we had was balancing morale with the mission. How do you keep everyone happy, but still get them to come out and want to support the mission? Okay? You want everyone to be happy, come to work. But then you want to say, all right, y'all can't get off. You come in at 7, you can't get off at 4. I need y'all to work to 7 o'clock, 14, 15-hour shift maybe, because something came down from higher headquarters and we got to get it ready because we have to get it out by tomorrow morning. People are going to be pissed. So now you got, what do you focus on? The mission? Or you focus on the morale, keeping everyone happy? If you jeopardize the mission, what happens? Everything else goes downhill. Morale gets killed anyway. So if something has to get sacrificed, it's the damn mission. All right? So with Deontay Wilder, the morale is trying to keep everyone happy. The mission in this particular case was let him fight no matter what. But at the end of the day, he had to abort that mission. You had to abort the morale. You had to abort the morale in this case. You can't sit there and have everyone be somewhat happy because you let the fight go on when this person could have gotten himself hurt badly. So morale and mission. This was a case where the morale of Deontay Wilder had to come to an end, and he had to become miserable. And that mission was for his job as the co-trainer. His job was to protect that fighter. So although Deontay Wilder wanted certain things, and he wanted to make sure he was happy, he wanted to make sure his morale was where it needed to be. Now we had to kill that morale because we couldn't jeopardize the mission, which for Mark Breland was to protect Wilder at all costs. And as a result, here we are. Now let's say Mark Breland would have put morale first and kept Deontay Wilder happy. JD is happy. Okay? We're going to focus on the morale. Who cares about the mission? Okay? We're not going to sacrifice the morale at all. We're going to keep this guy happy. Forget the mission. I'm not going to stop the fight. Deontay Wilder goes out there and gets hurt badly. Come back to the ring, go to the emergency room that night, find out bleeding on the brain, swelling of the brain, emergency surgery to alleviate the swelling, drain some of the blood. Deontay Wilder's never the same. What happens to morale at that point? Okay. Deontay Wilder talked about Pritchard Cologne. And a matter of fact, I need to do a video about that. The referee involved in that fight was the same referee involved in that Con Peterson fight. And we know the referee involved in that Con Peterson fight was shady as hell. I need to do a video on that to piece the puzzle together for you. Because that is just a foul. But going back to Deontay Wilder, then what happens to the morale, man? Deontay Wilder is probably here and able to laugh and joke and have fun and then complain and everything else that comes with just being a human being. And was able to go into a third fight with Tyson Fury. And I would think that's attributed to Mark Breland stopping that second fight. Especially if, this is my thing, right? Let's say there was some cheating involved in the second fight, right? Shit in the gloves, okay? I'm not saying there was. I'm saying that there's some weird stuff going on. But if you know there was, this is Deontay Wilder now, right? Because he says he knows that cheating took place. If you know someone was cheating you in that fight, right? At the end of the fight, you found out the guy was cheating and had patting out the gloves, foreign objects in the gloves, or whatever. And he's hitting you with that. And you look back after the fight and you think about the fact that your trainer stopped it. Wouldn't you be glad your trainer stopped that? How can you still sit here and say, you know what? You know, I may not agree with what you did, but thank God you did that, because that's the fight that would have probably killed you. Who's there to have this conversation with Wilder, man? So for me, Deontay Wilder, I think Deontay Wilder is great. I like Deontay Wilder. I don't agree with everything. I base my like in regards to Deontay Wilder solely on the fact that he came into boxing at a late age to take care of his daughter who had a disability. That's all I need to hear. The rest, that's just good conversational pieces. You know what I'm saying? So that's like that for all boxers. But for some people, they just feel that they can't get beyond him firing someone who saved his life. And most of the time, they don't even articulate the fact that there was potentially some cheating involved. They're just saying he fired someone because he's a sore loser. Nah, man. If you want to feel that way, I can't tell you you're wrong. But my thing is, if I was to have any qualm with what Deontay Wilder did to Mark Breland, it would be kind of tied to him getting rid of someone after the fight and having time to reflect. He getting rid of someone after the fight and being able to reflect on potentially someone cheating and having foreign objects in his gloves, instead of that person who he fired going back to him and saying, hey man, don't worry about it. You may have saved my life. Let's press. Or something else. But if he feels he was spiking water, if he feels he was leaking information to the Fury camp, or whatever he feels, right? Now, for those of you out there who are listening, make sure you're critically listening, because y'all don't take one little piece of what I say or someone says and y'all run with it and post stupid comments, okay? if he feels the ways that I just mentioned, it is what it is. I can't say he's wrong. But I do feel if someone helped me to dodge a bullet that I didn't see coming, and whether I felt he in some way had put me in front of that shot, but when the shot came, he realized last minute, I need to get him out of it, and he snatches me out the way. Yeah, I'm going to have an issue with that, but at the same time, I'm going to be somewhat grateful. I may long handle spoon you, but I'm going to say, you know what? This same guy tried to kill me, same guy who saved my life. And then it creates a little uncomfortable situation. But I'm not going to sit there and, if I don't know it for a fact, right, that he's the one who put me in front of that bullet, I'm not going to sit there and go crazy. I'm not. But I just think I just really think a conversation needs to be had. But Deontay Wilder ain't that kind of guy. And my understanding when it comes to Deontay Wilder is, they said, you know, he can be pretty stubborn in camp, not talk to anybody. And again, that's just one side of the coin. You flip the coin, you get the other side. And that's what's so horrible about this is, I try to get enough information where I can get both sides of the argument. But with Deontay Wilder, you know, you're seeing and hearing all these great things, but then you hear how he was. Now, this is before Malik Scott. Maybe Deontay Wilder wasn't happy with his situation. Maybe he wasn't happy with his team. This is something that's been going on for a long time. Wilder even said that. This is nothing new. This thing's been going on for a long time. And it could have been a bit of a power struggle because Mark Breland is an ex-Olympian. He medaled, was a guy with a big right hand, outstanding professional boxer. Maybe sometimes you got someone talking to you, and you could feel they're talking down to you, and it turns you off. I don't know, but what I do know is where Deontay Wilder is right now. I mean, look, the man knocked out every opponent he faced. How can he not go into the Hall of Fame? Okay, he belongs up there in Canastota. All right, so I want to hear from you all. Do you guys agree or not that he needs to apologize to Mark Breland? Now, there's so much more to this, but I'm just not getting into all of those intricacies and all the meticulous detail. I'm not doing that because the shit's been out there for so long. Like I said, you beat a dead horse, bring it back to life, then kill it again, then beat it and bring it back to life. I'm not doing it. It's like the 5th time we're bringing that damn animal back to life. Halloween time, but I don't like being spooky. I don't like spooky things, all right? But that being said, y'all leave your comments below. Let me know what you think, man. Should Wilder apologize to Breland? Does that affect his legacy? What do you think? Me personally, I don't know enough, but I will say I think Breland did the right thing stopping the fight. That being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to everybody from all 7 continents, all the veterans, everyone who supports this channel. I appreciate it. I genuinely do. Y'all keep cool, and I'm in the breeze.